Welcome to Get Wed,
a podcast to plan your wedding by.
I'm Katie.
And I'm Kerry.
And we're both here as professional photographers
and brides-to-be to help you plan your big day.
Each week we'll discuss a topic that you'll encounter along your wedding planning journey.
And with the help of fellow industry experts, we'll navigate this crazy wedding world
together. Hi and welcome to Get Wed. So this week we just wanted to firstly remind you about our Facebook group. This is a little place where you can get to know other brides and grooms, come together, ask us questions and meet other people. And to join our group, you just go onto our website and click on the Facebook page link.
Yeah, and also whilst we're here doing a little bit of self-promo, you can also become a monthly member to Get Wed by going to our Patreon page and supporting us over there. And by doing that, you'll get access to some secret episodes, which are 10 minutes long. And you can also opt in for the option that gives you the chance to have monthly Q&A, like Skype-type hangouts with us as well. So you can find our Patreon page by going to our website again, www.getwebpodcast.co.uk, and then click on support in the link at the top. But today we are having a Q&A episode because we've got so many questions from our Facebook group and from our email. So we thought it's about time that we address some specific questions from our listeners. So smooth.
So we're just going to answer a few in random order. So the very first one that we've got is from Emma, and she asks, when should I take my veil off after the ceremony?
I think this is a really good question because so often people have those really amazing, beautiful, like huge veils, like the cathedral length ones, don't they? Yeah. And then as soon as they step outside and they're hugging and kissing everyone, everyone's standing on it and then pulling their heads back.
Yeah, and they're going, it's chaos.
Yeah, you don't realise that how in the way a veil is until you put it on your head on the day of your wedding. But
definitely.
Although they look beautiful, I guarantee you're going to get fed up with it and want to take it off. But I find usually brides are taking them off just before they sit up for dinner. Do you find the same?
Yeah, no, I agree. I think because you don't really want to be sitting on it or have it in the way when you are having your dinner. So I would say normally if you can stick it, then kind of dinner time, take it out after your pictures and stuff.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's whenever, if it's driving you mad and you want to take it out, don't worry, just take it out. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah. I think a tip with your veil is to maybe, if people want to hug you, and like during photos and stuff, get them to put their arm under the veil rather than on the veil. Such a good tip. Because otherwise it just pulls your head.
Pull your head. We're literally doing the actions as well. I know you can't see, but we're both like doing the proper action.
Go and watch us on YouTube this week for some comedy value. Okay, so we've also got a question from Monica, who's in our Facebook group. She has written that she's got five bridesmaids. That's a lot of bridesmaids. So she's very cautious of how much time she's going to have to get ready on the morning, because they're all having their hair and makeup done professionally. And she's also keen to have a few photos of herself with the bridesmaids fully ready before going to the church, but they're worried about time. So what do you say for that, Katie?
I would say write it all out. I'm a sucker for a list. Mm-hmm. So I think talk to your makeup and hair people because they should be able to advise you, and just leave ample time. Make sure everyone's scheduled in, they know when they're going, and also make sure that they know when to put their dresses on too. So even when their hair and makeup is done, maybe say, and then you put your dress on straight away, and just let everyone, because girls are always really reluctant, I find, to put their dresses on until they're kind of about to go. Yeah, which is strange. So just make sure they all know they're going to put their dresses on way before you put yours on too, so that at least they can help you and they'll look all pretty in their dresses in the background.
I always suggest that bridesmaids get dressed before the bride, because as soon as the bride's ready, that's when you want to go, right, let's do some pictures. And if you've got the bride ready to go and there's like three bridesmaids, so what was I saying? Three breastmaids. I don't know what breastmaids are.
Oh my gosh, that's like completely different, Karen.
3 bridesmaids to get ready.
Sorry if I want to get giggles now. Sorry, carry on.
Blooper alert. What was I going to say?
I've thrown you now, yeah.
If there are still 3 bridesmaids to get dressed, then that's time wasted, because you're just standing around waiting for them to get ready and dressed and have this picture taken. So get everyone to get dressed before you, and I also suggest you allow an hour to get into your dress before you need to leave, so that way you've kind of given yourself some danger time for those photos to be taken because chances are it won't take you an hour to put your dress on, but sometimes it does.
Yes, yeah, I think that's a really, really good tip. And yeah, and if you do want pictures and stuff, just get ready, well in advance. Yeah, definitely.
You'll find with 5 bridesmaids, I imagine you'll be getting your hair and makeup done from about 6:30 in the morning.
Yeah, it's going to be a long day.
I don't know who'll be first in the chair. You'll have to pick straws.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, it's all about getting super organised, I think, with that many girls.
Yeah, definitely.
So let's have a look. What else have we got? So we've got a question from Gemma, and she asks, do I really need someone to hold my dress while I pee?
Well, you might not. I think the secret it depends on the style of your dress, obviously. If you've got a big dress, you may need a hand. But if you've got a slim fitting one, it might not be such a problem. But I've always heard that the best way to go to the toilet whilst in your wedding dress is to straddle it. So sit forward on it.
I just can't. Oh dear. I just think. Ooh.
Is that because then the train is going off the back, isn't it? So
yeah. I guess. I mean, practically that is a really good idea, but very strange. I don't know if I could do that or not.
I don't know if I could pee with someone else in the room. To be fair, like I get a bit of stage fright going to the toilet.
A bit more private. Yeah. No, it is tricky. I mean, with mine, I think mine wasn't too bad. I just kind of gathered it all and held it, and just. So it does depend on your dress.
So you didn't have a friend in the toilet with you?
I don't think. I think I peed once the whole day.
Really?
I was so busy, I didn't even have time to wee.
Were you just sweating it out?
Yeah, I think so. I think like the adrenaline and everything. I didn't even think about weeing.
Oh wow.
So yeah. So you can always do that. Just hold your wee the entire day. Done.
Just don't eat or drink anything. You'll be fine. So yeah, I think it depends on style of dress. Big dresses, I reckon you might need someone to help you out so that you're not, putting anything down the toilet whilst you're going to the toilet. Yeah.
Oh my god, such a glamorous day as well.
But yeah, slim fitting dresses probably be a bit easier. Okay, this is a good question. This one is from Megan. She's asked, is there an appropriate way to kiss at the ceremony?
Oh, I have been asked this before, actually.
Have you? I've never been asked this.
Yeah, because it can be a bit of an awkward one. So I think, I mean, obviously go with whatever you like, but I think a nice demure kind of like, but like hold it for a little while just so everyone can be like, yay, but no tongues. I think I did.
Your nan doesn't need to see your tongue.
No. So, and I think even a snog is a bit, I don't know, I guess it depends on the feel of the day, doesn't it, Kerry? What do you think? Would you go for it?
I'd go, like you said, a nice demure kiss, but nice and slow, because you need to make sure that there's time for your photographer to take a picture of it.
Yes.
So many times I've had weddings where they've literally gone, and you're like,
where's
the kiss?
And you're like,
Yeah, and I think the panic and the thought of being watched and everyone being there can really make you feel really insecure about that part of the day. So you do just quickly go have a quick peck and be done with it.
Get it done.
Yeah, because it's probably quite scary having everyone watching you. But yeah, I think you do need to take your time with it and have a nice slow kiss. But I think as soon as you do decide to like have a snog or slip a tongue in, it makes the picture slightly unattractive.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
But if you just have a nice kiss, you can kind of get the moment just before it happens, and then as they pull away. So yeah. Yeah.
So I think hold hands or have a little cuddle and have a kiss, and that just a peck.
Do you know what I do love is when they have a kiss and then they have a hug and then they have another kiss, because then you get like a couple of pictures. Yeah. That's really good. Whilst we're at that part as well, I've just had another question come to mind that no one's asked, but well, actually, it's not a question, but something that I saw online. That you should take your time before walking back down the aisle as well. So when you're announced, and you start to walk back down, rather than just quickly running down the aisle, take a moment to like turn around and pause and just kind of smile at everyone, and take it in, because otherwise you're just rushing straight back out, and that again gives your photographer another great opportunity to take a quick picture of you, like smiling at all your guests and seeing everyone. Yeah,
that's a really nice idea.
Yeah. So
I mean, I know for us we kind of had like an exit song, and we wanted to kind of wait till the words kicked in, so then that kind of makes you wait. So sometimes your music can help you both to be like, wait for a bit. Oh, well, now the words, and now we'll start walking as well.
Because otherwise, I think it's all over too quickly, and it gives you a chance to just look around and really soak the moment in and appreciate that all that's happened.
So freaky. Yeah.
Yes.
No, good tip there, Kerry.
Thank you.
So let's have a look. We have one from Sophie, And she asks, what exactly do a bride and groom do during the cake cutting?
They stand there and look very awkward. I don't know where the cake cutting traditions come from, but I do think it's one of the weirdest traditions that you have to go through on your wedding day. I always find it very odd.
Yeah.
But literally all you're going to do, you'll probably be positioned by your photographer, so don't panic too much about how to stand and stuff. What I tend to do is get the bride to stand by the table and the groom to stand either just behind her or to one side. They both put a hand on the knife. I get them to look at me and smile, and then I get them to, we do a countdown and they cut into the cake, and then you get the picture of the cut. But yeah, it's just, I mean, I don't often have them cut a proper slice out either. They just do one cut.
Yeah, they normally just do one, don't they? And then that's kind of it. Yeah, it is a really, I would like to learn actually where that has come from, because it is very strange. Sometimes people don't do it at all, so you don't have to, but
we're not
it seems to be one of like the evening things. Oh yeah, you're not going to do it, are you?
No, I'm not going to do it. I've cut it.
So yeah.
I just think it's a weird photo. Like, I'm happy to do it for my couples, and most people do it because it's a tradition and they don't really understand why they're doing it. But I just decided not to go ahead and do that on ours. Did you do it?
Yeah, I think we did. Yeah.
Did you find it weird?
It's a bit of a blur, to be honest. Yeah, I didn't really want to cut into it because it was really pretty, but then I also didn't want to do like a big satisfying like.
Yeah. Did you cut a slice or just one cut?
Just one cut, and they took it away. So yeah, it is a weird one. It must be just because it was that traditional 1960s photo that you just did, and it's just stayed, hasn't it?
Yeah, because when in the times of film, you just had they didn't photograph everything like we do now. They just photographed certain elements of the day, didn't they? So that was just one of the stage photos that had happened. So it's obviously just carried on from them. Yeah,
because even first dance wasn't really there, was it? It was just like ceremony, few pictures at church, cut the cake, done.
Yeah,
and then go home. So don't worry too much.
This next question is from Janine Taylor. I don't know if I've said her whole name then. Janine. We'll just say Janine. She's one of our Facebook group members as well. She's asked, what do you hire and what do you buy and sell on after the wedding? I know that eBay is a great place to pick stuff up, but then I'd need to hire a van to get it there. So this is a great question because it kind of relates back to our episode a few weeks ago about our blank canvas wedding, where you have to kind of think about everything you need to bring in. But there are things that you're probably definitely better off hiring rather than buying, and there's probably things you're better off buying rather than hiring. So what do you think?
Buy and sell. I mean, I would stick them on eBay afterwards, and I would also maybe try those sort of Facebook pages too that have like wedding items for sale kind of thing to get rid of them. Yeah. Because it's nice to hold back on a few memento bits that maybe you could put around your house still and it all fits in. But quite a lot of it you don't really want. You kind of want your room and your like house back again after a wedding, I think, collecting stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, we've still got a blooming disco ball, so I can't talk. We need to get rid of that. So if anyone wants a disco ball, you can have it.
You can eBay it.
Yeah, it's so big. Yeah, that's the thing as well. It's like,
it has nice.
It's just another thing to do, isn't it?
Yeah.
But
one thing that I've oh, sorry, you go.
Sorry, I was gonna say to be honest, we did use a van and just carted all our stuff in a van. So
yeah, I haven't thought about how I'm going to get everything to the wedding yet, but we'll probably end up doing something similar. My dad's got a van, so we'll borrow his, I reckon. And then he'll have to borrow it again the day after to go pick it all up. But one thing that I did save money on by buying rather than hiring is that I noticed the napkin hire on my hire list was really expensive. It was like £120 or something for hiring napkins. And I was like, do I want to pay that much for napkins? So what I've done instead is that I've gone to IKEA and I've bought a load of tea towels, and it cost me £60.
No, really?
Yeah, so I mean, I'm going to have like 100 tea towels after the wedding, but
but you're set for life.
I'm never going to need a tea towel ever again.
Oh my goodness, that's a good. See, IKEA is a blooming good place, isn't it?
Yeah.
To find stuff.
And I think things like that you can like the reason I wanted to go for them as well, because it's just plain white napkins on my order, like the hire order, but my tablecloths are white as well, and the marquee's white, so I just thought I wanted something colourful to bring a bit more colour to the tables. So I've got the kind of white and green checked and striped tea towels from IKEA, and I just thought it added a bit of colour to the table as well. My mum is my mum's horrified. She's like, oh, got to wipe my face on a tea towel. That's not.
Oh no,
that's not how my mum talks. Sorry, she doesn't listen.
Your mum is so posh.
But yeah, she's just like, why can't you just have like paper napkins? Like, I can get them free for you. I was like, no, I don't want them. It's a really like funny sticking point as a napkin conversation.
Yeah, and it's annoying stuff like that. You're like, why are we arguing over napkins? God.
But I do think they're just going to add a bit of colour, and that's why I've gone for that. So that's something that's worthwhile thinking about. Like, what can you buy cheaper that, you know, is still useful after the wedding? You can always use your tea towels for cleaning the house and all sorts. So
Yeah.
Gonna have
Yeah, no, that's true. Yeah, so I mean, and don't be afraid of maybe looking into it. Like, we hired like sparkly table runners and stuff because I mean, it would have been a lot more expensive to buy them. So yeah, just look into if it's more expensive to buy or hire and kind of work it out from there. And
yeah, and things like other things that you'll probably end up hiring rather than buying is if you want to bring in certain decor. So I know lots of people have those light up love letters and stuff. And I remember actually doing a wedding years ago now where they made them themselves.
Wow.
So it must have taken them ages. But I wonder if it was cheap, would have worked out cheaper than to buy them.
Yeah.
So, and it's the
because
same.
that's a thing.
It's the same with like sweet carts and stuff. Like, you can do your own sweet rather than hiring a cart. You could just have a sweetie table with like go to the cash and carry and buy all those sweets. So
yeah,
just need to kind of think about what you can save money
Yeah.
on, really.
yeah, what you've got the time to do and if it's actually worth it when you sit down and work it all out.
Yeah.
So somebody else has asked, where do I put my engagement ring during the ceremony? And this is a bit of a funny one, I find, actually.
Yeah, I think everyone always forgets to take it off because obviously you need to take it off to have your wedding ring put on. So I always tell them to put it on the other hand. Although I'm just going to test and see if mine doesn't fit on that finger.
Oh no, really?
Does yours?
Yeah, I think so. I've got like overall sausage fingers, so I'm all right. But yeah, I know on my wedding day, I kept mine on my proper hand right up until we sort of arrived there, and then I just switched it.
Yeah.
And then after we were married, I then promptly put them both together and was like, da 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 da.
Yeah, so if you're like me then, and your ring doesn't fit on your other hand,
that's tricky.
I must have a really fat knuckle on there.
I can't believe that. So what about your little finger? You'd have to just sort of hold it on there.
It'll be really loose. I think what I'll do is I'll give it to one of my bridesmaids, maybe.
Yes. So do either put it on the other hand or like Kerry is give it to somebody to look after.
I can't believe that doesn't fit. That's really amazing. Because I always tell people, I'll just put it on the other hand.
Yeah.
I must have freaky fingers.
Wow. That's so unusual. Wow.
How bizarre.
Sorry, I've just gone off while just staring at Kerry's hand then.
How about this question? This is from Gillian, again in our Facebook group. She wants to know about wedding websites and apps for inviting your guests, storing information and sharing the photos after the wedding. She's thinking about having one for her wedding, but not sure what to go for.
Yeah, so I didn't know the answer to this, but I spoke to a really lovely couple of mine the other day because they had a wedding website. Mm-hmm. And I said, what did you use? And she just said she used the knot.com.
Okay.
Which is like a tied knot, like knot.com. And it's an American website actually, but she literally just went to Googled free wedding websites, and that was one that came up, and it looks really nice. So she's got all sort of pictures of all her wedding party, and people can do RSVPs. It's got all the information about ceremony and addresses, and so there you go. So maybe have a little Google, but that one looked really good. So
that's a good idea. So, I know I've seen cards and stuff lying around at weddings for a website called WedPix, and I think that's where you can get your guests to upload their photos after the wedding, so you have like a shared folder to access.
Okay.
Like everybody's pictures, so that's quite good if you want to see your guest photos. And then app wise, I'm using an app. Well, I started off using an app. I've kind of stopped. I think it was called let me find it.
What made you stop? Just too much work?
I just kept forgetting to fill it in. But basically it was really handy for tracking the budget. So every time I was kind of booking a supplier, I was writing in there how much it was costing me. It's American again. A lot of this stuff is American, which annoys me, which I don't end up buying them.
It's always in dollars and it's always completely different actually, isn't it?
So it will prompt you to be like, oh, you should be doing this now. Like, have you thought about hiring your florist or whatever, which is good. But a lot of it, again, because it's American, was a bit like, have your bridal shower. I'm like, what's a bridal shower?
Yeah. Oh, that's annoying, isn't
and
it?
like your rehearsal dinner. It's like, I'm not having a rehearsal dinner. Do I need a rehearsal dinner?
Yeah, God, they do so many different things, don't they, in America compared to
Yeah,
us?
I think it might be called like Wedding Happy or something like that. I'll have to find the link and put it in the show notes. But I found that really useful just to see like an ongoing. I was using it more just to see an ongoing cost of what we were spending. So every time we booked a supplier and knew how much it was going to cost, I just added the total in there.
That's good.
So that was handy.
Yeah, that's a really good tip. Yeah, apps are great now, so do maybe have a little look and see which one might suit you as well.
We should make an app one day. We'll have an app.
Oh, that'd be so good. A proper English one
Yeah.
with no confusing American things.
It's just a shame we've got no technological knowledge.
Yeah. Let us know if you'd like that as well. That's always good to know.
Or if you can develop it for us.
Yes.
Okay, how about a question from Sophie? What side are we supposed to stand on during the ceremony?
So this always used to be the traditional bit, isn't it? But now you sort of see things differently. So let me think. Just trying to use my brain. The bride's side, if you're at the door facing the aisle, is on the left. Is that correct, Kerry? And the groom is on the right?
Yeah. Yeah, that's right.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you're looking up the aisle, the groom's on the left and the bride's on the right.
Oh.
Oh, did you say the other way around?
Yeah, so if you're if you just walked into the church and you're facing up the aisle, then on the left is the bride and the right the groom?
Yeah, that's right. Yes, yeah. And isn't that because of in the old days the groom would have his sword on his right hand side?
Oh, you're right. Yes, it is. Yes.
But would it be on his left to draw it?
Because he needs his hand. I don't know. He needs his right hand free to.
Let me have a quick Google. Nothing like last minute preparation.
But I mean, nowadays, lots of people have little signs saying, choose a seat and not a side. Royal family once the knot is tied. Is something that I see.
Yeah. That's for the guest where the guests sit, isn't it? And I really like that because I still think people sit on the side where all their friends are. So there's always one emptier side.
Yeah, and it's really awkward if you are kind of mutual friends with both of them as well. I found at one wedding it was like, but I really like them both and I'm friends with them both. Like, where do I sit? Yeah. So just and do use your logic if it is sort of free like that, and maybe sit on the side that needs a few more people and stuff as well, so you don't all end up on one side. That could be awkward.
Good idea. So I found the official answer for why the bride stands on the left of the groom. So it says it's customary for the bride to stand to the left of the altar, though you may not be so keen on the reasons why. The tradition actually stems from the old days of marriage by capture, when the groom needed to leave his right hand, his fighting hand, which he used to hold his sword free in the event that he should need to defend his bride from other suitors who may try to whisk it off at the last minute.
I love that. Imagine if it was still like that. It'd be so exciting, wouldn't it? Like, who's going to come? Who might take her away?
Yeah. Like, as you're walking down, people trying to pull you away.
Yeah. It'd be so good for pictures.
It would. We should bring that back.
Can you have that at your wedding, Kerry?
Yeah. Please. People to fight over me. So, yeah. So that's why you stand on the left of the groom.
That is really cool. How funny. I like that. So I hope that answers your question, guys.
Yeah.
So we're sort of getting to the last of our questions here. Is it Monica next? It is, isn't it, Kerry?
Yeah.
So one question I had for you, she says, was should you invite your wedding guests? Oh, should you invite your evening guests to arrive before you actually want them to? Because normally people are fashionably late in brackets. Or do you risk guests being sat by the bar for 30 minutes plus waiting for kind of the evening stuff to kick off?
So what did you do?
Oh my word, I can't remember.
You can't remember your wedding. This is terrible.
I'm pretty sure that I asked them to come like half an hour before everything kicked off.
So you asked them to come earlier than you needed them to be there?
Yeah, so if first dance was at 7:30, I tell them to come at 7.
And did anything run over, or did that timing all work out right?
I think it all worked out all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good.
But yes,
it can go both ways, can't it? Like either people will turn up and it'll be fine because speeches have been done, but then I've been to weddings where they'll turn up and there's still speeches going on and they're being held like in another room, like cattle.
That's true. Yeah, if you're super late. I I would say half an hour leeway. So, and maybe even put a little note saying if you want to see cut the cake and first dance,
That's a good idea.
arrive for this time or something like that, just so they know, because they might not be fussed. But
Yeah. Or the
maybe,
other option is you tell them the exact time you want them there, but then you delay what you want to do for like half an hour. So say you want your evening guests to be there at 7:30, but you want them to see your cake cut and dance. Maybe do that at 8.
yeah, yeah,
So it gives them half an hour to arrive. And if they miss it, they miss it. It's their own fault.
yeah, definitely. If they don't come on time, that's their problem.
Yeah. They've had all
So
day to get ready.
yeah, exactly. So. And people, I wouldn't worry about people sitting there because they would have just got there. They can get a drink. They'll be chatting to people. They'll be quite happy. So as long as it's not hours to wait, I
Yeah.
wouldn't worry.
Yeah. And you can always think about asking the people who are doing speeches to time how long their speech is, so that you know roughly how long your speeches are going to take after your meal.
That's a good idea.
Or you can tell them that it has to be like 10 minutes.
Yeah, short and sweet, and then you won't overrun.
Yeah, and if they overrun, you're going to be like, no, that's it. You've had your 10 minutes.
Yeah, shut up now. You're done.
Yeah. So I've got a question from Laura. Where's it gone? How should our wedding party travel to the reception?
Oh, that's a tricky one. It kind of depends on your budget, to be perfectly honest, wouldn't you say, Kerry? So if you can afford to put on a little vintage bus or something like that, brilliant. One of my friends actually got a tractor with like little carts for us all to sit in. That was really
cool.
cool.
I've seen that before, actually. That's really fun.
That was quite fun. Because I think they were into shooting and stuff, so they were quite lucky they had kind of all these things. So it really does depend on you. Don't feel like you have to, though, because I think people can find their own way. They can jump in the car and leave their car at the venue or something if you have to go between places.
But what about the actual specific wedding party? So, like, bridesmaids?
Oh, gosh, okay. Oh,
did you have a camper van?
Yes, so I had a camper van and I arranged for it to sort the girls out and take the girls there. So took the girls first, then came back and got me, and then took me and my parents.
Perfect, yeah. See, I'm not doing anything fancy with travel because no one's going to see us arrive, so we're just going to go in our own cars.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I just don't want the extra expense of a wedding car that no one's going to see. I think it's different if you're going to a church and then a venue, because then people will be seeing you arriving and stuff. So you might want to do something a bit more fancy. But yeah, camper van's a really fun way to do it. But otherwise, maybe just arrange a taxi.
Yeah, taxi's fine. Definitely.
When there's minibus taxis, no one's going to see them. So
yeah,
it's fine. And usually when taxis are involved in weddings, they usually put ribbons on, don't they?
Yeah, they do normally make a bit more of an effort, don't they? So yeah, and then if you have splashed the cash and got something, just make sure you get lots of nice pictures with it.
Yeah.
You roster in time to do some cool stuff with it before it goes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I
last
think we're
question.
going to final one. Do you want to take it away, Kerry?
Okay, so this is from Gillian. She is getting married in May 2018, and she will be starting to shop for her wedding dresses next month. She says she's going into the experience with an open mind as she wants something a little bit different, but she's feeling apprehensive as she is scared that she may decide on the dress and then fall out of love with it a few months down the line. So basically, she's asking, if I shop for my dress now, which is over a year until the wedding, will I regret it later?
That's hard. Because I think with time, I probably would pick something different now. You're always going to struggle a bit, I think, with that. But there's no harm in looking and just getting an idea, and then you might find one you adore, and you probably will still love it, don't you think, Kay?
Yeah. I think also when you go to your first appointment, you go in with a completely different idea of what you like. So I was adamant that I was going to have, I'm going to kind of give stuff away here slightly, but I was adamant I was going to have like a really heavily beaded dress, and that's what I wanted. And then when I tried it on, it didn't look right, and I didn't like it. And they're still beautiful dresses, and I look at them online and think, oh, I really like that. But actually, when I put it on, I was just like, oh, I really don't like this. So you might end up going for something completely different. So it's useful just to go in and try on as many different styles as possible, and then see what you like. But you might not find one straight away. So it's just a bit of fun in the beginning.
Yeah, definitely, and just make a nice little day of it, and it's just a nice, exciting time, isn't it? So there's no harm, and if you do find something, then brilliant. Just go for it, and don't be afraid, because you do have to order a little bit in advance normally, unless it's off the hanger.
Yes, we had our episode about dresses last season, didn't we? Lauren mentioned that you need at least 9 months before your wedding, so you get all your fittings and stuff sorted. I was going to say as well, if you do find one that early on, just put your blinkers on and stop looking, because I've had brides before that have done something similar, and then a few months down the line they've gone back for a fitting or something and seen a new dress in the window, and they're like, oh, let me try that on, and then they end up with 2 dresses. So
oh yeah, that's really especially once you put down your money, that's it, you've committed. So
but you might be on like the other side of things, because as soon as I bought my dress I was like, phew, relief, I can stop looking. And I haven't looked at any other dresses since, so it's a good way to just get it out your head and done, tick off your list. Yes,
definitely.
And also buying it now, sorry, I keep going on.
Now,
she's got loads of time to save up and pay for it.
That's a really good point. So you could kind of do installments, couldn't you? And or save up. So that's a really good tip actually. So the more organised you are, that's all good, because like you said, your budget, how much you've got to save.
And that goes for all your suppliers actually. Like the sooner you can book them, especially if you've got over a year to your wedding, gives you more time to pay it off. And I offer my couples to pay in instalments, so I'm sure lots of suppliers do. So you can really spread out the way you're paying for your wedding that way. So go for it.
Yeah, definitely. So we hope that's helped all of you, and hopefully you've answered a few questions. And if you do have any more, then feel free to join our Facebook group and you can ask us some more. But yeah.
We'll probably try to have a Q&A episode every season now from now on, I reckon. So we'll have our next one in season 4, which will be up at the autumn time of the year. So keep popping into our group and ask some questions. We'll of course answer them in there until then. So we hope we were helpful.
Yeah. Happy planning, and we will speak to you soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to Get Wed. Would you like to hear even more from us?
We have lined up some secret Get Wed episodes for our exclusive Get Wed members.
To become a member, then go to www.getwedpodcast.co.uk and click on support.
From here you'll find our Patreon page, and you can unlock the level of membership that you want.
Supporting us through Patreon will help us grow Get Wed and give you even more content.
So if you enjoy listening, then support us today.
Until next week,
happy planning.